Welcome to the Dr. Bowser Basketball Podcast, and we are joined today by Coach Kayla Waskow of the Coe Kohawks. And Coach, first we need to say is we need to take care of congratulating you on winning the American Rivers Conference Tournament Championship and earning an NCAA tournament berth.
Yeah, thanks so much. It was an awesome weekend for our team.
So talk a little bit. Last time we talked about it was actually really at the beginning of the regular conference season, and you had just maybe played a game or two in the conference. And so talk to us a little bit about the journey, the regular season journey, where you guys finished second place in the regular season, and then maybe how you transitioned into those three straight wins in 3 days to win the American Rivers Conference.
Yeah, when we chatted, it was early in the year. I think maybe even before Christmas. I can't remember. Maybe right after. I think it was right after we were played up at the tournament up with Oshkosh. But I had started conference undefeated, went the first half undefeated, got tripped up once through the middle and twice last week. And I just talked to our team a lot about resilience. We knew the pieces we had. We knew what we were going to have to do. And I think just continuing to learn and grow. Teams threw a lot at us this year. And so each game was a little bit different of what we were going to see on both sides of the ball. So kept us coaches on our toes for sure. But then just to see our players, yeah, like you said, we actually did get a bye in the first round of the conference tournament. Had that Tuesday to regroup ourselves, but then we had to go Thursday, Saturday, win one at home, and then head up to Wartburg and win on the road. And again, credit our players, like resilience throughout the season, resilience, you had to respond somehow. We knew we were going to have to win the tournament to get in. We weren't going to get in that large bid. And so I think that added to it a little bit, but we really went into the Wartburg and controlled a lot of the game, and down the stretch hit some really big shots for us.
So talk to us a little bit about maybe some players that stood out in the conference tournament that helped you win those two games back to back and earn the berth into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and carried by a choral season, but Katie Kirkham, starting point guard for us, she carried us down the stretch there. I don't know what she had exactly, almost average 20 a game in the two. And then Audrey Helmix, our post player, is actually leading the country in field goal percentage by almost 4%, shooting close to 67, 68% from the floor. So we got great games for those. And then just had some really timely shots in the championship game from everyone. Robrady hit a couple. I think she went 3 for 4. Taryn and Kelly hit 2 under 3 minutes to go to ice it. And it was really a collective effort in the championship game. We needed everyone to hit shots, and we did, and that got us through it.
And for those of us that have never earned a berth into the NCAA tournament, when the horn goes off, what's that moment like with your players and your coaching staff?
Yeah, it was a long time coming. We've been really close. And I think just our players, like they believed, we talked about it a lot all year, but essentially still had to focus on each game. And then for our staff, I think it's just, we finally got to that. There's not a whole lot better than bonus basketball and basketball in March. And what I really talked to our team about was just not only would we get to play 2 more games, we get to spend another week together. And each team is so different. We're going to lose our seniors next year. So you only get so much time together. And so it was awesome. We were running the floor, hugging each other, coaches hugging each other. It'd been 14 years since the Coe Women had made the national tournament. And it'd been, like I said, just a steady build from our players, from our staff, and got ourselves back to that point.
That's so much fun. And tuning in then to the selection show, we know that you're going to be there, but I would tell you that the NCAA still made it painful because you were the last team on.
For the last bracket. I didn't know. You can scroll ahead, but I told all of our girls, you can't do that. We can't ruin the surprise. We all waited. We waited, and I was hoping none of their parents would text them or anything. But yeah, we were like the second to last one, just waiting for it. Each time a Midwest one would come up, they'd all get excited. So it's felt like that's really fun that our players all got to join and watch that. And we had a little celebration with that. And I told them to really enjoy it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Enjoy the time with their teammates, but now we're prepping to go win games again.
Absolutely. So talk a little bit about your draw. You're going to head about 4 hours north of Cedar Rapids, just north of the Twin Cities. Bethel is the host. They take on Millsaps on Friday at 7:45, but you're the game that kicks it off against Wisconsin Platteville. So maybe talk a little bit about your draw and how you think you match up with Platteville.
Yeah, we like the pod. Once you get to the tournament, everyone's good, right? I think we're going to have to show up and play our best basketball. Platteville did a great job this year. I think they were 1 game out of like second or third in the WIAC, so it's going to be a good challenge for us. Looks to be a defensive game for some parts of it. And so we played Platteville last year, but they have a lot of different players, and they're very senior heavy, experience heavy. So obviously we're prepping, we're scouting on what we need to do. Like I said, we've seen a lot of different stuff throughout the years. I think that has helped us be prepared for this one. And then obviously you don't really look too far ahead, but we played Bethel early in the year, lost them in double overtime. So have some experience with them, which I think helps. Have at least some background. Obviously that was 2 months ago, but that helps. And then Millsaps, we've got one of our assistant coaches working on that. Know some pieces, but yeah, really you got to focus on the first one to try to take care of the first one before you look too far ahead to the other two. But you have to have stuff prepped for that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's really the short turnaround time, right?
It's super short. You have a day, I guess. It's 24 hours. So get a walkthrough, get a prep, but us coaches will have everything ready. We might sprinkle one thing from each of those two teams into practice today. But again, I think that's where you just trust your kids and trust your preparation throughout the course of the season to get yourself ready to play on that Saturday.
After practice today, then what's the agenda look like getting ready for Platteville on Friday?
Yeah, practice today, and then we will depart tomorrow morning. We'll send off, which is fun. We'll head up there, get there around 1:30 tomorrow. We get to practice at the site, so we'll practice at Bethel tomorrow afternoon, and then just get to spend some time together as a team, dinner and stuff like that. Get to hang out Thursday night, and then obviously Friday, same thing. Get shoot around and then get ready for our game Friday evening. So it's a fun experience, and I think they're really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. We don't want to talk about the second weekend necessarily with your players, but let's maybe even look ahead to the second weekend. Let's say that you guys take care of Platteville and get by Bethel as the host. Have you looked at all at the pod just to the north of you guys with Washington and Lee, St. Mary's, Gettysburg, and Christopher Newport?
I looked briefly just to see who the teams were, but I haven't looked too much past that. I believe Washington and Lee is the host. So second weekend pods, I think they rehost you, but
Mhm.
obviously you'd stay within that same area. Yeah, peeked at it a little bit, but not too much. We're more focused on the first weekend and especially Friday.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to add to the fans? Like, where can folks watch these games in
Yeah.
the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, so if you can't attend, it should be linked on the Bethel website, but NCAA.com will have all the games and it's free streaming. So that's awesome. So can find it on there to check us out or the 5:15 game, obviously. Would love to have people tuning in. And then, yeah, I think you can follow along. I'm guessing it'll also be linked on our website, but it directs you to the NCAA website. Once you get to the tournament, everything is directed through them for them. And I think that also makes it a great experience. They stagger the games throughout the day. So there's obviously a lot of games going on throughout the day Friday.
I think it's going to be a great experience for your
Yeah.
kids. Safe travels and go Kohawks. And we hope to talk to you maybe next week about playing.
Yeah, if we're
on-
still rolling, we might as well do it. It's probably good luck. No, they're excited. I think it's been a long time coming for us. And to get to this point, it's something we've talked about all year. And to have to go win on the road to get yourself in was a pretty cool experience for us as well. Yeah, hope we're checking in with you sometime next week.
Absolutely. Coach Waskow of the Coe Kohawks entering the NCAA tournament this Friday. They take on Wisconsin Platteville at 5:15 on March 6th up in Bethel, Minnesota, just north of the Twin Cities. And so if you can't get there, tune into NCAA.com to watch the Kohawks and cheer them on to victory. Coach Waskow, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast, and we hope to talk to you again real soon.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you.